Hello, wanderers of the internet. It's Paleo Jonathan, and it's really weird that I'm actually addressing people when I say that. That's so odd to me. Oh boy. Well, yeah, hello. There are people watching. Oh, that's crazy. Anyways, so today I am doing a tour of the latest and maybe not greatest, but the latest park that I've built. And you've read the title, you've seen the thumbnail. This one is called the Jurassic Zoo, and it is on the UK map, and I was taking inspirations from just standard zoos. And I'm going to do this tour in like normal play mode instead of like capture mode for reasons you'll see fairly shortly. So anyways, yeah, so I titled this one Jurassic Zoo, and I took a lot of inspiration from zoos I've been to before. So to start off, we have our arrival point, heading down this really big main street that no one's on, because that's not how they work in this, that's not how the AI works, whatever. Anyways, we have, an aquarium, we have, like, all sorts of different buildings and stuff for the people, a little hotel that I imagine is more like a fact museum and stuff. We have a little food court area right here, and I think turned out pretty good. And then there are pathways heading off to either side, which create a larger loop around the first exhibits. So I'm going to head to the left because I think it's both more and less interesting. So we have our control center, which would be like where the staff stuff is, lost and found maybe. And anyways, if we run down this thing, you can see that we have, if you're the astute viewer, you'll notice that we have paleobotany to either side. And I was thinking that it's almost like like a botanical garden, which is nice. And we have a science center here, and I think it would be cool, like, if it were a real thing, they'd have, like, a glass panel, and you could see stuff going on there. And we have a bathroom, just because you gotta space them out. And then we have, hotels that, like, I imagine you could rent for parties, or, birthdays and stuff. All of this overlooking just this beautiful view of the beaches. Wonderful. Well, anyways, though, off of the hotel, there's a little staff pathway leading through this tunnel here, and down this tunnel you will find a small circle in which there is a viewing platform, because all of these exhibits are around a central point, which I looked at zoo maps, and a lot of them do that, and basically the idea is there'd be like buildings in there that like take care of the animals, and like staff would be in there. In this one, I just have a viewing tower as like a sort of watchtower almost, because there aren't many buildings that fit that mold. But it is better than nothing, and I think so. And they're all sectioned off by concrete walls, not because I think I need to hold them in, but because they each have like distinct biomes. So, anyways, let me introduce you to some of the animals. The reason that I'm in this mode is A, I want to look in viewing galleries, and B, because they're all named, and I want to show off their names, because can't remember them all. They all have the same skins. So we have Ozzy, the Euoplocephalus. Look at him. I love this skin, and he's like going through the water. And we have Manny, also a Euoplocephalus. And if we look in the viewing gallery here, it's a nice tropical foresty exhibit where, like, I imagine that there would be a few people just kind of watching. They're like some of the big mammal herbivores in real zoos, is that, it takes time to watch them, but a lot of people like it. We have our Coelophysis, and this one I left a lot of open space, because I'd imagine that there'd be, like, a lot of activities and events going on with these guys, like races, kind of like what they do with cheetahs at a lot of zoos. So I left it, like, big, open, and deserty, like feeding shows even, stuff like that. I imagine they'd be fairly popular as carnivores. So yeah, we can look at them through the viewing gallery. Nice. They have, obviously, deserty with a nice river going through the back. And these guys, I love their names. We have Skippy, Drippy, Blippy, Nippy, Dippy, Sippy, Skippy. We already did this. Yeah, we're already back around the loop. I'm thinking of adding more of them, but I feel like it fits, because they wouldn't want too many, because it's tricky to handle. Okay, so then in this, like, foresty thing with a nice little lake, we have Skeep and Moss, or a Pachyrhinosaurus, with a very beautiful skin, I might add. I love the little blue circles. But yeah, they have a nice little foresty exhibit, and they're very not dissimilar from like now what they live in, but like in terms of like scale and the animals in it, of like a rhino or an elephant thing, right? One thing I limited myself on is that like I wanted to stick to smaller animals, excluding you, Apatosaurus, but we'll get to that later, okay? um. So yeah, in here we have Dryos, because I love me some Dryos in a park, and it's like a nice little tropical field, and I think it looks fairly nice with like a watering hole in the middle. And I can introduce you to them. We have Dottie, we have Squeak, we have Nibble, we have Dash, we have Speckle, and we have Nosy, and then we're back to Dottie. I just love these guys in this game so much. They hold their little hands and their big noses and the squeaks they make. Oh, it's so cute. But yeah, so just real quick showing you how it is along the side of the path. I made sure to have them surrounded by trees because typically in zoos you don't find many just like open things. They want to kind of give like a hallway thing to make it feel like bigger than it is almost. So anyways, you might emerge from the forest and then there's this beautiful part that's like overlooking the ocean. Imagine a little fence there to keep people from falling off, but you can't have that in this game, so not much I can do about it. So then we get to our first, like, area for, like, oh my gosh, like, guest area, yeah, and I wanted this one to feel, like, foresty and, like, in the woods still, essentially. So we have, like, a fossil zone, we have fossilized teeth store. We have like the hotels that I think look a lot like nature houses or lodges, right? We have like a couple small shops, lots of trees around, and like the grassy plaza that I imagine people would be traveling along. And then we have our Sauropod exhibit, which features 2 Apatosauruses. Look, I feel like it might stretch the zoo thing a bit, but I wanted to have like some star attraction for this area of the park. And in this case, I think the Apatosaurus are big enough to fit that bill without being unbelievable for, like, a zoo, I guess, is how I would describe it. I really like the skin on this duo of Apatosaurus, and I put, like, all these trees in front of these towers, because I imagine there'd be, like, a show almost of, like, watching them eat from the thing. Really, if I had, like, total creative control, I would make these, like, shorter towers and have, like, a feeding show style thing on them, but, we have to make do. So if we look through the viewing gallery, we can see on ground level we have Amargasauruses. So I can introduce you to the animals now. We have Spine, we have Horace, Horace is, and then we have Knob, and then we have Toe. So anyways, the Apatosauruses, we have a Cookie eating from the tree. Mouth is nowhere near it. Then we have Brownie. I just thought they kind of looked the part, okay? And they have really... I just saw how, like, flat their feet are. And a fun fact for those of you who are less paleontologically known, sauropod toes are, like, essentially, like, curved around in almost a hoof, I've heard it described as, but made of toe. It's odd, and it's, like, made to distribute their weight. And I think that's just neat. This is another part that really stretched it, but I feel like this area, I don't know. I didn't want it to just be, like, cages, so that's why we have, like, a sort of greenhouse feeling, because it was only 2 of them I felt would be reasonable. And then we have, of course it's raining, it's the UK. It fits, it's always raining at the zoo. But yeah, we have a little flight of Dimorphodon. So we have Dusty, Flynn, Sand, Sky, Moro, Connie. Yep. Sky here managed to escape somehow. Okay. And I don't get how, but she was out, and she was out forever. And I didn't even realize it until, like, a guest fatality happened. Oops. Well, anyways, yeah, so that's leaving behind this little foresty area. How did I get into transport mode? Anyways, traveling on somewhere down the path and overlooking the beautiful ocean. It looks really nice with like the fog from the rain. Anyways, you travel through the forest and emerge onto like a great plain area with like a little patch of forest, so we'll get to in a moment. And this area splits off into my possibly favorite exhibit and a nice little savannah area. So in the savannah area, we have Chasmosaurus and Parasaurolophus, all around like a savannah watering hole style thing. And I think it looks really nice, because, like, I don't know, Parasaurolophus just really feel like something they would have at a zoo. And, like, size-wise, they're, like, don't quote me on this, probably similar to an elephant, a little heavier maybe, but then they're thinner, so maybe a little lighter. Yes, we have James Beavers as a nod to you-know-who. But to be real, if you're watching my channel and not the Gaming Beaver, then, like, to quote Reggie Fils-Aimé, what's wrong with you? Anyways, yeah, we have Gren. We have Trumpet, looking very pretty, sitting down there. We have Che. We have Gimme. And we have Sulo. I wanted to give her a little bit more of those, like, broad names without, like, honing in on any specific culture, because I'm an uncultured swine. Yeah, like, you know how at zoos they always have, like, foreign names just to make the... Yeah, you know what I mean. Like Coco the gorilla. And they're really pretty. I like a lot of them. So we have Cass, in reference to Chasmosaurus. We have CJ. Don't know why CJ. It feels like a CJ. We have Winlow, not Winslow. Winlow, apparently. Asdi. This looks like an Asdi to you, doesn't it? Anyways, we have Zeki. Then back around. Look at them eating from the grass. Oh, so adorable. Plant, not grass. Anyways. So then, this is possibly my favorite exhibit. Because as you'll notice, that's not a fence. Those are, let me see what they call it, Planter Feature 01. So using the power of Planter Feature 01, I created a wooden fence, baby, to create a petting zoo style thing. Because look at this, it's like a little thing, and there's rocks, and the people are right there. Ah! It's so cool. So, yes, we have Struthiomimus and Homalocephalae, and I'll introduce their names in a moment. But they, so the guests can walk around that, and, like, if we take a look real quick, I imagine there'd be staff here, and they could, like, reach out and even touch some of the animals under supervision. And I think it's so cool. Wow, pretty. And I think the rocks in this game are so nice. The rotating idea is super smart, because it keeps the number of rocks low without, like, yeah. I just wish that, like, there were more long rocks and, like, interesting shapes, but it's not. It's certainly already a really incredible system that I think keeps it simple enough to be in the Jurassic World Evolution style, but still be a really incredible addition. So, yeah, so this little, like, roundabout. So let's introduce you to the dinosaurs that the guests might happen to meet here. We have Ag, Eek, Eo, and Ki again. I gave them all 2-letter names because they're very small. Oh, they're so cute. Look at they little. I never seen their social animation before. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, so he's like grunted. Oh, it's adorable. But yeah, you can see the guests, and they could like wander up to there to get a drink, and it's great. Yeah, there's no way that they couldn't just jump over the rocks, but I imagine there'd be people watching, and then like at night they'd be taken to like a little like back room, which I can't. What I wish for in this game, aside from wooden fences, is my biggest thing, because I want to be able to create like more zoo-style parks. Because this is close, but I think it just doesn't really hit the mark yet. It's better, but it's more of a Jurassic World style park, taking inspiration from a zoo than a zoo-style park, really. But yeah, other than that, what I want is more like facility buildings, or like the ability to customize facility buildings. We also have a couple, Struthiomimus with a beautiful blue skin. Look at him rub his head on the ground. Oh, so cute. I love it. His name is Koo. Look at the eyes. Oh, it's awesome. We also have Blue. And then we have Snoo. Adorable. Oh, and Drew, of course. Drew's sleeping. Don't interrupt Drew. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to find. This is where I'm getting my thumbnail picture, by the way, if you don't know. So if I can just get one right now, that would be convenient. Come on, you gonna go up to the rocks, little Homalocephalae? Nope. Okay, we're gonna get that later. Anyways, we have another guest area with hotels and stores and such and such. On this one, I wanted to feel a little more advanced and bigger because it has the biggest exhibits around it. So we have that. We have like shelters, and bathrooms and such and such. This is where I imagine most of the guests would be, especially considering the exhibit I'm about to show you. And I'm very happy with these ones because these dinosaurs are the coolest. Cryolophosaurus. It's the like biggest carnivore in the park, and I think it definitely fits for like something a zoo could have. But it's still like, you know, cool carnivore dinosaur. So and this is like if dinosaurs existed, zoos would have T-Rex, I imagine. But like, you get what I mean. Like your local zoo in a Jurassic World, post-Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, could have Cryolophosaurus. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, so we have Egwin, we have Equil, Paro. I don't know why I named him that, but I did. Skiki. And Derve. The names got a little loopier, because I started over here and built this way. You can tell the names got a little loopier as I got over there. Yeah, once again with like the concrete walls at the back to like ground the exhibit. Lots of big rocks and just kind of trying to create the feel of Antarctica but dinosaurs. I really love the Cryolophosaurus in this game. One of my favorite dinosaurs now. I never really cared for Cryolophosaurus, but now I do. Just generally very cool. And then we have staff pathway heading through the woods into like a backstage area. Once more like wooded. All of this, by the way, is overlooking this beautiful ocean, and I love it a lot. You know, our backstage area with like the veterinary area and the ranger team and our staff centers and an expedition center, which I imagine is more of like a helipad and informations building. This would be like management would work there, other than the management at the control center. So yeah, basically that is the Jurassic Zoo Park. And I know this one is a little bit of a smaller scale, but it's also far more detailed than a lot of the other things I've built. And I think it's a good enough upload. I'm in a really busy week. I should be able to get some more stuff out next week, as well as try out some fancy new things such as editing my videos. What? Anyways, thank you for watching. This has been Paleo Jonathan, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you all later. Bye-bye!